If any of the following statements describe you, we think the knowledge in this book is important and has the potential to be life-changing for how you relate to and support your husband, boyfriend, or son in a difficult culture. You want to have your eyes opened to these sometimes awkward truths. You're curious and want to know the real deal about men before you start dating. You are willing and able to look at the positives of how God created men. You have learned that the man or boy in your life has a problem, and you want to know why and how this happened and what to do now. And you can handle any challenging things you learn. That last statement brings us to an important point. Before we get started, we want to ask you to do one thing. Make sure you're ready or able to listen to this book. If you are feeling ultra vulnerable, very scared, or are already resentful at the idea of learning what it means that men are visual, please don't listen to this book right now. Come back to it another time. Both of us have seen that when we explain these truths, some listeners or readers get extremely angry or are devastated because they think we're saying things that, in fact, we would never say. Some believe that we're making excuses for men, that we're saying boys will be boys. Others claim we're blaming women, putting the onus on women to change, or even implying that men are not responsible for their actions. Several have told us, I'm never going to be able to trust my husband again now that I know how visual he is. And more than a few devastated husbands have told us that their wives stopped being intimate with them altogether once they learned the truth about how men are wired. All of those reactions indicate a misunderstanding of our message and our hearts in this book. But we do understand that sometimes a reader might be mishearing our words because she is simply in a particularly vulnerable place. If so, it would be wiser for her to wait and learn this information once she can do so without causing herself and her relationships pain. So please pray for a moment before you keep listening. Examine your heart to see if you are open to seeing the wonderful ways God created men, even those things that might be hard to hear, and pray about how to support the men, the husband, brother, son, father, coworker, pastor in your life. If at any point you start to freak out a bit as you listen, stop and pray before you continue. Remind yourself that your husband, boyfriend, or son is the same person he was 5 minutes ago, but now you know something that he's been dealing with all along, something he didn't know how to explain, didn't want to explain, or was afraid to explain. We think true love means knowing and supporting each other. And our prayer is that this book will help you do that in a wonderful way that will bring you closer. So, if you're ready, let's jump in. Let's start by looking at why men are so visual and the amazing way God has created their brains to be so different from ours.